Okay, so चलो तब मैं बताता हूँ. So Node.js, NextJs. Okay, so Node.js के लिए Node.js download पैकेज बना देता हूँ. So कहाँ करता हूँ? Let me know now when we should start. Okay, so then we start. Yeah, I think this is good to go to start with. Next, I guess, maybe git initialize everything. Let's see, git नहीं करते हैं ना, but let's not do it today. But yeah. Okay, so yep, I think everyone is. Where is Abbas? I'm waiting for Abbas. Abbas, is he coming or not? Okay, sure. So installation of यहाँ पे easy है. Okay, so if anything, lectures, anything else? I don't think so. Is there anything else? If there is anyone, I think, interested in more on this, so यहाँ conversation के बाद यहाँ कर सकते हैं. let's build a GitHub as well. GitHub is also really important. And three. Let's say level 3. Let's see. So okay, I guess should start. I think. If there's anything. Hi. Me, great. Yeah. uh, let's see how it goes. Yeah, I'm pretty excited too. I never, like, I'm not a great teacher, I guess. So let's see how that goes. I'm not good with explaining stuff. I'm not good with it. Let's see. Yeah, it's basically I know it's I don't have any pressure. This is not a YouTube, so I guess everyone can jump in if they want to explain anything. Yeah. But within a time limit of everyone. I guess that's the case. Yeah. And I try my best to not go beyond the scope. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, so यहाँ पे मैं I want to add it. You the spelling of sophomore, whatever it is, like sophomore, whatever the spelling it is. But yeah, just to understand, LW3 NextJs part. Okay. So the target. So yeah, what's that? Just let me know, okay, when I should start. Okay, then I start. Okay, with the installation. But okay, so I think मुझे लगा तुम I think like 15 you were just asking for. Okay, so let's go with the okay. Okay, so let's start, guys. Hello, everyone. Yeah, so yeah. So in this, let's try to now. So before starting here, before getting starting with Next.js, your system must have this Node.js, okay, which manages everything. Is yeah. So you have to install Node.js, which is basic dependency for any kind of JavaScript things. So just go to this website. Already mentions. I will give the link and all those things. But yeah, that's a Google search, and you get this link based on your installations, based on your whatever it is, based on your Windows, Mac, whatever user you are. Just install it. It's just simple. Click to everything. Okay, there's no extra step. I don't want to do that. Otherwise, maybe it collide with my recent version. So yeah. So and if it is installed perfectly and it is very easy, just go to this Node.js version 1 and you can see which version you are right now. Okay, so I'm using Node 14, which is a little bit older, but maybe you guys go with the little bit 16 like version. Okay, so if you want to check this one, just go to this installation and check for Node.js version like this. Okay, so if it is installed perfectly with your system, it should returns the version of it. Okay, so now Node.js installed. Hope so. If everyone is over there, just go to install yarn. And okay, so before this, why we are using just a small conversation, why we are done React versus next, and why I'm using yarn in this sessions is, okay, so I don't want to like extend the conversation. The Next.js only, the main thing is that I prefer Next.js over React most of the time, and I'm pretty comfortable with it. And the second most big reason is in sophomore we are in the LW3, we are using Next.js. Okay, so if there is anything wrong happened with your code, so it's much easier to ask the Next.js things and search for the Next.js as compared to React. But the Next.js is built over React. Okay, so Next.js is entirely built over React. It's a production framework, okay, for React. So whatever you write, whatever you learn with Next.js, whatever concepts we're gonna learn in this is basically can build React applications as well. Okay, but Next.js, what Next.js does is just think about it as React plus superpower is equals to the Next. Okay, this is the basic. Okay, so what are those superpowers we learn along the way? But there are some advanced superpowers which we are not going to explore because of the time and the sophomore track itself. But yeah, so these superpowers, and based on that's why I'm using the Next.js, and that's some only reason of using Next.js. And but yeah, Next.js versus React, go through it, and I think you definitely get much good answers, like greater answers compared to me. But yeah, and the reason of using npm and yarn, again the same reason is using of yarn is only because yarn is much faster as compared to npm because of its caching feature. So you just see the difference. Okay, if you guys start using like npm for anything and yarn for anything, so you can see the difference. And just to make sure, if you, yeah, so that's why I'm using yarn, because of it's really fast. So let's install yarn, and just to install yarn, this is the command you have to use, npm install -g. So what happens whenever you install this node.js, now it's by default comes with the npm. Okay, so you can search for the npm, and it installed with npm and everything. You can see if you just run npm, yeah, see that it's npm version 6, and yeah, it's all those things. Okay, so it comes default with node.js, but yarn you have to install it. So yeah, just go over yarn. So npm and any kind of package. And what is yarn and what is npm is all about is basically what happened. There are so many packages. Okay, so there are like millions of packages, uh, and we don't want to build it from scratch. Okay, so this npm website, what it does, it's just combined everything. And if you want to use any kind of packages, like web3 model is one of the package we use a lot in our in our sophomore tracks. So yeah, so people just build it, and we make it available for us, and you just have to install it and start using from there. Just think about it, it's a javascript course, lot of javascript code, and you just have to install it and using functions and classes from it. So you don't have to build it from scratch. So yeah, so in yarn and npm is all our, and all these technologies, all these things are just manages all those things, because yeah, it's really hard to manage the millions of packages. So yarn and npm is keep track of all those things, what is happening. So yeah, so just to install yarn, npm install -g yarn, and yeah, it install the yarn into your systems. Okay, so instead of npm, we are going to use yarn, but if you're comfortable with npm, go with npm. So whenever I write yarn, just change it to the npm, and it works the same way. Okay, so I already installed it. So if it installed, just yarn -b, I guess it's version the same. Yeah, so you can see I also got the version in the same way. Okay, so let's create our Next.js applications, which is just this simple command. So when you install yarn, when you install node.js, it's pretty much, it's pretty similar, like yarn create next app and the name of it application. So let's say I want to name it something else. Let's say my app, maybe that works. So yeah. So install everything. Yeah. So you can see when you use and stuff in npm, na, the things are a little bit slow as compared to yarn, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yep, go ahead. Yep, yep. Everything is global. Okay, so when you install Node.js, it's global. When you install npm yarn, everything is global. So it's, you can get it anywhere. Like this is my, let's say, my another instance. Okay, so still I can use yarn over here. This is my entirely different thing, but you can see I can run yarn over here as well. Okay, so you know, global. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So the reason is. Mhm. Yes, yes. Yeah. So whenever you run these commands, whenever you run these commands, they manage everything for you. You don't have to keep track of whatever it is, like what packages, how things are working. So it keeps track for you. Okay. So you don't have to take care of anything. This create next steps. They already build a lot of tooling around it. So you don't have to go into depth how things were, just working in that way. So as you can see, it worked. Okay. We creating our next step, and now I'm gonna cd into this app. Okay. And I'm gonna open with VS Code. So let me close this application. Mm-hmm. Which one? Which editor? This one. Okay. So yeah, exactly. I should write it. Yeah, like your next.js app name. Okay. So whatever you want to name it, just name it. Okay. So yeah, this comes to you. I mention at my app, and that's why it's my app. And whatever you mention it, it comes to you. Okay. And this is the main thing. Okay. This is the main thing which creates everything for you, and this is the thing which actually gives a name to your application. And yep, yes. Next app is the command itself. Okay, it's a command itself which is coming from like yarn itself. But yarn create next app is the command which creates the next app for us. Okay. Okay. So now we are inside this, and let's see. These are the folders. Okay, which is got it. Let me open to the VS Code. Okay, so we can understand it much. Okay, so my system slows down. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, this is the base application. Let me run it as well. So if you want to run this application, just run this command yarn run diff. And again, I'm saying whatever I write yarn, but I insist you guys go with yarn, not with npm. Okay, just still if you want to go with npm, go with it. So yarn run dev actually kicks off the local server. Okay, so just let me write the command itself if you guys would just. So cd into your name app name, cd into your app, and yarn run dev for the commands. Okay, so this kicks off your local server, and by default it is running on port localhost 3000. Okay, so let's go to the localhost 3000, and you can see this is the bare minimum NextJs application which comes to us. Okay, so let's delete everything and start everything from scratch. Okay, and let me explain what are these folders first of all. So okay, so one thing which we are keep go through with this in this way. Okay, so let's already we talk about, I think, thank you so much for not talking a lot about next versus this, thank you. And okay, we already did this much, and let's go to the page and routing things, and then we start. Okay, so as you can see, yeah, 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 I'm going through that. Okay, so these are the node modules. As you can see, when I install yarn create Next.js application, it build this folders, and every kind of packages and whatever it is required for to run Next.js application, it is there. Okay, so yeah, you don't have to mess with this folder. Okay, just keep it like this. Okay, just don't go, never go to this folder if you don't know what you're doing. This is the main folder. Okay, where you start building your applications. Okay, so as you can see, this one is a page folder. Okay, and the good thing about Next is what happened whenever you write anything. Let's build a file called about.js. Okay, so this is a file, and is what happened just if you go to this URL now, that's about.js. Next.js already built a page for that, route for that. So whatever you write as a folder name, it becomes its own page. Okay, because as the name said, okay, it's a pages folder. So whatever you write it inside this thing, it becomes its own folder, own page. Okay, so this is how the routings and everything works in the page connections. If you want to build like 3-page applications, so this is how the connection of pages works in Next.js. Okay, so this is a page folder, and this is API folder which is used to write APIs. The Next.js also, yeah. So the other benefit of using Next.js is you can write APIs directly into it, but yeah, we are not exploring this as of now. Okay, this is way too complex to go. So just skip this API folder. Okay, we are not talking about, but yeah, if you want to build any APIs, you can go with this and write your APIs and connection and everything. App.js, this is basically our root folder. Everything is go through this thing. Okay, so whatever page you built, let's say about.js, is whatever you write it over here, it first go through this particular folder. Okay, so this is the root folder of our application. Okay, and this is a index.js file. So this is a what would we say, this is like a special file. Okay, so if any file which is an index.js file, you don't have to mention any name of it. Okay, you don't have to mention index in front of it. It by default it redirected to this route page. Okay, the slash main page. So it is like index dot always means to the slash. Okay, so that's what a Next.js comes with us. So these all are our folders, and this is public. Anything if you want to make it public, let's say anything like images, videos, whatever it is, and you don't want to like any kind of guard around it, you just put it to the public folder. Okay, so let's see, there are images. Okay, so you can see these images. This one, which is the favicon, it is coming from the public folder. This particular image is coming from the public folder itself. So whatever you want to make it public, just think about public is anything which is anyone can reach out to this folder. Okay, so this is a public folder, and this is the stylings, and I tell you about more on later on what is different. But yeah, global.css is anything which is related to the global of your CSS, global of your website. So whatever you write it applies to the every pages. Okay, so each and every pages get this folder. Okay, and this home.module is specific to these specific pages. Okay, so this is how we write. There are ways. Okay, so in Next.js what happened is there are way of writing your code base. Okay, you don't mess with this. Okay, so whenever you write a CSS file for a specific page, you have to write dot module and stuff like simple home.css or whatever it is. Okay, so there are ways of writing code, and yeah, so these are all our configurations files. Again, we don't have to mess with these, how Next.js works, and these package or JSON file which keeps track of your packages. Okay, so instead of giving anyone to this entire node modules, we give them this package or JSON file. Basically, what happened in this Next.js or in this Node.js applications environment, what happened that we keep track of every kind of package inside this package or JSON thing, and you just give them this folder, and what they do, they just go to their the exact code and just yarn run our npm install. Okay, just install, just run this command, and they keep track. From there they get this folder. Okay, so you don't have to give this folder, but we have to give this folder to everyone. So they start from what is our packages and the versions and everything. Yeah, so this is auto generated. Okay, you don't have to just install anything, and it is just auto generated to here. And yeah, so this folder, and readme, as you know, readme just for GitHub, I guess. So I'm gonna also mention my readme over here, so in case. So readme is all about, yep, then if you want to keep track, I show this thing where this shows. Okay, inside a GitHub. Okay, this is basically to help you in notes and everything. And yarn.log, it just logs every packages what you use, and it's a Node.js stuff. Okay, so it's not related to the Next, but yeah, it's keep track of your packages, environment things and everything. So anyone can start with your projects. They don't have to like they don't miss anything if you guys already mentioned. And all these yarn packages, package or JSON, it comes with your code base itself. Okay, so let's don't explore the CSS part. Let's explore your, as you can see, this one is the page. Okay. Mhm. If there is anyone, yes, you are. So okay, they are. This app.js file is your root folder. Okay, so this is the root file. Whatever pages you build. Okay, let's say this is an index.js, which I tell you, it's a main, yeah, it's a home page for your application. It's a home page for your application. uh, this one, let's say you build this about.js file. Okay, so every kind of application is go through this root folder. Okay, just think about its root, and anything which is inside it, it's the folder. Okay, itself, like it's Yeah, basically I'm going to tell you, okay, the good way of explaining what is happening here is through the example itself. Okay, so when I go through this part now, layouts part, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so you better understand there. Yeah. Okay, it's okay. Yep, this is just a terminal. Okay, I'm Ubuntu, I'm using terminal. Okay, so whatever command line, whatever tool you're using, go through this. Okay, there's no issue with using command line, but I insist you, if you but better options, go with git. Okay, so there's a git thing in Windows for Windows, but yeah, git bash, yes, git bash. Okay. Yeah, so just app.js, think about app.js as a root file. You don't have to touch this file as well. Okay, so these are the file. App.js, don't touch it, never touch it. Yarn.blog, package.json, don't touch these files. This is not for you. Node modules, never ever touch these folders. Okay, so you just have to, whenever you start building project, just touch package.pages and the folders you are going to build. Okay, and yeah, and styles.folder as well, and public, these are your folders which you as a dev gonna use it. Okay, not these are just for dependencies and everything. Okay, so let's, okay, I just delete the code. Okay, as you can see, I just delete the code which comes with the basic app, and now you can see there's nothing. Okay, so this is nothing. So yeah, so basically what happened, this, as you can see, this is JavaScript. Okay, this is a JavaScript file. Okay, but you are very aware of, like, in JavaScript what we write, like we write like console.log, whatever it is. Okay, you're comfortable with, you didn't write like this HTML thing in it. Okay, so what is actually happened is, this is not a JS, this is called a JSX, which is a way of combining JavaScript and the HTML together. Okay, so this is what the Next.js and all these React frameworks provided us now. So we can write our JavaScript inside the our the HTML code within the JavaScript files. Okay, and yeah, so this is what is it. So let's create okay, so let me explain, not here. Okay, let's leave this page as it is, and let's go to this one. Okay, and RFC. So this is the, again, an extension which I'm using. I'll let you know as well. So which extension is this? This is, I guess, Tailwind, not, I think this is this ES7 one. Okay, so if you guys want to like snippets things, just go to this extension if you guys are interested. It makes the things more better, I guess. Just go with this one. So as you can see, I just type RFC and it is give me the extensions, and yeah, this is how the things works. Okay, and about yeah, I remember anything. Yep, yep. Go ahead. No, I'm using a yarn because I think it is faster as compared to the npm. Yeah, so that's the reason only I'm using yarn. I don't have any other reason, but yeah, I already this one, I guess maybe this is just one search away for you. So maybe this person explain you better, but yeah, the only reason which I use is because of the speed itself of yarn. Okay, just the only reason. Yeah, so these are just, yeah, but yeah, just search it for like Google one search away. But if you ask me, I can do that. So go with this Next.js versus yarn, go with this one, or go with this Next.js versus, okay, so Next.js and choosing yarn, this one. There it is. Just go with these links. Maybe these are, as you can see, the first results of Google. So I'm not here detected, but yeah, the reason is only the only reason which already we discussed using Next.js is the one is only which I like Next.js, and the big reason is we are targeting the sophomore track of LW3, and that's why. Okay, so there they use the Next.js and not the okay. So I'm gonna give everything to README as well. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is our index.js file, which is the home page of your application, and this is the about page which we are just trying to build. But let's explore this one. Okay, so let's delete. I don't want to. it is not mandatory, it is not never mandatory, but it is a good practice. It's a good practice to name your page as your component name. Okay, it's a good practice. Okay, so now you keep remembering it. Okay, what page you're right now. So whenever you just see this page, okay, this is an about.js. It's a good practice of writing code. Okay? And everyone using it, and that's why as you can see, I using this RFC thing. Okay, so it's auto completing thing for me because of the extension which I'm using right now. And basically this is the functional component. Okay, so what happened in this React version, okay, as you can see in packet.json, we are using this React of 17 version. Okay, so in React version or in this new versions, what happened, we are using this functional component of, okay, I don't think so we have to go in that depth. Just think of it as a function, and it's a Next.js way of creating pages. Okay, so yeah, go with that because the things go very messy if we go into. No, this is a page. Okay, this is let me complete this part, and you're gonna complete. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so index.js is the file. Okay, is this the main folder which we are right now? Okay, this one which I just deleted the code. Okay, which is earlier there, and I just creating a new folder which is a new, sorry, file name called about.js, and just using the extension just complete. And yeah, again, it's again a way of if you're writing any page or anything, just function is always a capital, start with a capital word. Okay, it's a way of writing the pages itself in Next.js. Okay, so it should be start with the capital word. Okay, so yeah, so let's save this file, and let's go to this about folder. Let's go to the about, and you can see, yeah, you can see this is about is coming. So we did nothing. Okay, we create any kind of page, we do nothing as compare, just we create a simple file. Okay, just name it inside a page folder, name it as about.js. This, remember this, whatever you name it, let's say I'm creating a new page called contact. Okay, so this is your path. Okay, slash contact is your path, RFC again, and okay, RFC, and name it as again contact instead of small keyword, and contact. And when you go through, you don't have, and you see, I'm not restarting server again and again. Okay, because it already started. Okay, whenever I save something, it kicks, it's again refresh everything. Okay, so you don't have to do anything. Contact, yeah, you can see this is contact. Okay, so this is how you're creating pages. Okay, let's say about page, contact page, whatever pages you have to build, just write in this way, name the function, name it as function, you have to export it in this way, and you have to return anything. So return is very important. Return, whenever you create any kind of templates like this, any kind of page, you have to return things from it. Okay, so you're not returning, there's an error which comes to you. So it's a way, and this is, so let's try to build the first page. Okay, which is the index dot, and this is all about. Mhm. Mhm. This is again the configuration file of how things will go with your Next.js applications. I don't know anything about, I don't know the detail about this application, this folder, but yes, automatically everything, just skip, just remove, as told you earlier, as I show you earlier as well. So about page and index, what is not their contact, but everything is the same. Okay, you don't have to do anything. That's why they're creating the wrapper now, because you don't have to mess with anything. Okay, so that's why this wrapper does, this command does for you. Okay, so just creating the all things which is required you to do all those cool things with Next.js. Okay, so you don't have to care about that part. Okay, so yeah, I think let's go to this. Okay, so this, as you can see, this is an index, and we named that it as a home page. So it is not necessary to name it, the name of the file is same as it, but yeah, as I said, it's a good practice to name it as what the folder and the folder, the file name and the component name as same as your file name. Okay, okay, so this is our main page, and let's try to, I think let's try to build just try to build a navigation. Okay, let's say, because navigation is very important. Okay, so let's try to build a navigation. I think I didn't prepare anything, but so just forget about the UI. We are not building UI, but we just keep track of things. go to the contact. We already built the contact page. Contact. This is simple plain. As you can see, is the HTML thing. Okay, so this is how you write the HTML code within JavaScript. Okay, this is all coming from the Next.js part of it. We don't do anything. So as you can see, let's go to our folder. Just go to our main file, and yeah, we can see this home, contact, and about has come to us. Okay, so there's no styling, and that's why we are not able to. This is not looking good, but yeah. Okay, so uh, yeah, I'm gonna tell you what is actually the next step is component JSX. We already explored this part of it and the page routes, I guess. If there's any question with that, let me know. But yeah, let's try to link pages. Okay. Yep. So basically, pages and routing is all about like how to connect the pages. Okay, it's basically the same thing. Is what I just tell you. Just think it as pages only, not the routes. But yeah. So. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Mm. Okay. Exactly. So let's build a wrapper around it into just one giant wrapper. Okay. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's thanks for explaining this. Yeah. So you can't do return the number of HTML tags. Okay. You can't do that. You have to return only was just one. Rap. I'm just the rapper is a way of I'm just telling it's a term I'm using. Just it's not a rap. It's anything. But yeah, rapper is all about like how we wrap anything into just one thing. So you can do anything with the rapper. Or you can use div as well. You can whatever the commands if you want to use it. You know, but it's a good. We always use div. Okay, the what is HTML? It's a plain HTML. Okay, so yeah, it's a plain HTML thing. It's nothing you have to worry about. You have to write just HTML, but in a slightly different. Okay, you can the only way of the JSX is it's not a plain JavaScript. Actually, we are all we can go with this the JavaScript part of it as well. Okay, if you want to like anything dynamic, you can do in this. Okay, but as you know in Java in HTML it is not there. Okay, you don't have any kind of variables and inside the HTML tags. So basically JSX provide us with those features. We're gonna cover that. Okay, I don't want to make this a very theoretical. I just want to explore guys, like just try to understand what is happening right now. Okay, how to create structure, and from there you guys like gonna explore by your own way. I just want to give you the tools. Because yeah. So yeah, but that's a good point. Okay, you can't do the return. Okay, each any like this is not possible with this. Okay, so you have to wrap it around a main parent thing. Okay, so wrap like put everything in just one thing. Okay, so let's go with this the nav thing. What do you like this? Yeah. So okay, so let's try to okay. As you can see, these tags are not working. You can't go to the home page because as you already mentioned, like I didn't mention the href thing. Okay, so let's go to this href. Let's go to this. Let's say contact, and let's go to the about. Okay, and for okay, so yeah. So as you can see now we can click on it and just see the page. Okay, you can see the page is loading. Okay, the page loads. Okay, whenever I click on this, the page is load. Okay, it's not behave like a single page application which you can which you know the Next.js and React empowered us with. Okay, so the reason is when we're using this anchor tag. Okay, these anchor tags, what happened basically, they are not, they're actually requesting the server. Okay, so whenever you request server for anything, it reloads the page. Okay, so but we don't want that. Okay, because this is not the Next.js is for. Next.js is for the single page application, which is the like everything in just one place. Okay, you don't have to request server and again. Okay, so again, for this React come up with the thing is called the link. Okay, the link component. Okay, so you have to link the component from the next link. Okay, and just wrap your anchor tag around it. Okay, simply go with that. Just wrap your anchor tag around it, and this actually what it does, it's now your application is not, and yeah, and basically you don't have to provide link over here. Okay, you don't have to href here, but href here should be here. Okay, like here. Yeah, same goes with everything. Href with this, with this, okay. Okay, it's here. Okay, okay, let's leave this one. As you can see the difference only. Okay, now you see. Okay, when I click on this, uh, click on this contact, now see this, there's no loading. Okay, just boom, it's there. Okay, so now because of the link tag, the component which you use, but when you see the about page, it's same as, it's because it's now it fetches everything from the server itself. Okay, and yeah, we don't want that. If you, because what is actually happening, I don't, like, it's a very complex things what is happening internally, but just think it as now what happens, like when you call this anchor tag. Okay, it's first like go to the server and okay, hey, give me this page. Okay, this is what is basically happens. Okay, when you anchor tags. Okay, and from there the page comes. Okay, then anything coming to the client. But what when you click a link tag, when you just make the link thing, it don't go to the server. Okay, it doesn't go to the server, it just, yep. Okay, so basically just link component is it's not requesting the server, it's it's by the nature of framework itself. Okay, because Next.js just put everything into the JavaScripts, so you don't have to request it again and again. It's whenever you load this page, it's always there. Okay, the component part is always there. Okay, so and that's why we don't have to request it again and again. But yeah, so basically think about it as you don't requesting server, but it's simply the Next.js provide us with the single page application how to build. So whenever you want to connect any kind of pages, just go with the link tag, not the pure anchor tags. Okay, so as you can see, this href is still, it's not the part of the Next.js world. Okay, this is still loading the pages. So let's also make it the Next.js world. So make it as a link, make it as href world. Okay, so you have to mention href here, not inside the anchor tag. Okay, so mhm, mhm. Yeah, don't have to, but the only way, the reason is, okay, do you know there's a way of writing HTML as well. Okay, you can write HTML in a way, you don't even have to mention HTML tags. Okay, in HTML, because it's not a grammatical language. But the only reason of using these kind of the syntax, the tags itself, there are so many number of tags with HTML itself. But why we're using it, why we're not using paragraph, why we're not using div for everything? The only reason is the way, because browser understands what is actually happening. Okay, because at the end of the day, everything goes to your Google. Okay, and Google need to understand what is actually happening. Okay, so they understand, okay, this is paragraph. It's all a way of like it's more about the code itself. Okay, it's not about the way you should write, but yeah, okay. So now with anchor tag, what happens if you're not writing anchor tag? Okay, let's go to this page and see what is it looks like. Okay, uh, just go to inspect this page. Let's go it, and if you want to and see what is, so now browser understands, okay, these are the links. Okay, but if I'm not mentioning, see, this becomes links in itself. Okay, so the browser understands, okay, these are the links, and they manage, they go through it. The crawlers works in that way. So yeah, it's a way of writing code. It's not mandatory to do those things. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. So so okay, so maybe that I'm is wrong. I'm wrong about it, but yeah, basically it's okay. So yeah, it's also, yeah, it's from me as well. The link, yeah, the link also does. Yeah. The only okay, so why I did that, the reason why I'm doing it here is because now you understand, okay, these are the anchors and these are the links. So it's basically you understand. I think it's, if you right click put, it's not seems like, okay, these are the links, just only the way of writing code, I guess. Just I preferred a way, in a way, so we understand as well, because you don't have to write a code which you only understand. Make uh, yeah, okay. So styling of writing code, okay. So yeah. But let's say if you want to do nice styling, you do every kind of styling over here, not here. Okay, so do any kind of styling inside this, and basically those styling comes here. So you have to wrap it something, I guess, if that's the case. Okay, so these are the indexing, and let's, okay, so okay, so linking is there. Okay, let's create, okay, layouts. Okay, let's, okay, so what is happening right now? Okay, as you can see, when we go to these pages, okay, and this is our navigation. Okay, this is our navigation. You can know the navigation should be static. Okay, this navigation is always there, okay, in websites. So but here it is not there. So the one way is we just copy this lines of code, go it over there, and paste it like this. Okay, paste it like this and make it as contact, whatever it is. So we have, okay, so this is one way, but yeah, it's really bad. Okay, so what happened if you want to yeah, it is, so I guess, okay, link, I didn't import the link. So one way of is one way, yeah, you can see this is coming. But again, let's say if you want to change your navigation, and now you have to go to the each and every pages, and yeah, you have to do that. So this is really bad. You don't have to do this way. So for that, there's a way of making a layouts. Okay, so how we can make layouts for that. Okay, so yeah, so now it comes as a part of components. Okay, so let's how to build a component. So component is anything which is reusable. Okay, so components, when you use components now, and all these frameworks are basically components. Okay, so they are used to build components, and components are something which is reusable thing. Okay, so this navigation, as you can see, this is not going to be used in just one page. We're going to use it in number of pages. Okay, so instead of making a number of pages, okay, so that's why instead of making just only like just making an HTML like this, it's better to create a component of it and drop it. Okay, so instead of writing again and again the same line of code, you can just build a components and just drop it to your pages. Okay, so how to build a components? Okay, just make a directory as well. This is the way you should write it, but yeah, it's not mandatory to like name it as component, but again, yeah, it makes sense to name it as components. You understand what is the actually happening. Okay, name it at, let's say, a nav.js. Okay, so yeah, you have to and remember one thing, you have to, again, this navigation is the dot nav is the mandatory thing. Okay, you have to capitalize it. Okay, you can't do it like this. You can't do it like this. Okay, you have to make it capital as well. So anything, and it's again a way of, whenever you write components, it's a way of writing the JS file as a capital nav, anything, whatever it is, it should start with the capital thing. Okay, I think it's noise is coming from somewhere, I guess, if it's from a bus, I don't know. Yeah, so hmm. Okay, so hope so, guys, you understand what is page. The pages is anything you can think of. These are the pages. Okay, these everything is a pages. Okay, so wow, Node.js is not built with Next.js, I guess. So you can see these all are different pages. Okay, these all are different pages which is just linked to them. But anything which is reusable, as you can see, the navigation which is reusable to many pages. Okay, we use it in different pages. Yeah, you can see still this is there. So the thing which are reusable, which we're going to use it in many pages, just make a component of it and use it again and again. Okay, so let's build our first component. Again, I'm using the RFC tool for building the bare minimum code, and let's copy these codes. Okay, so let's copy this navigation component part. just save it. Just don't mess with it. Just move from here everything and return it like this. So if you want to return it like this, as you can see, again there's a parent div first, and then there are the child things, child components. Okay. So again, I have to copy this link from here. So yeah, so let's try to use this component everywhere. Okay, so as you can see, this is contact. Okay, this is a contact page, and let's make it as nav. Okay, so and this is how you just drop a component. Okay, so name of your component, this is this name. Okay, this name comes to you. Okay, over here, and you have to also import it. So import nav from, so okay, this is a way of how we just go. Okay, as you can see, I'm inside this page folder. Okay, contact is inside this page folder. So if you want to go back into directories, okay, like go to the top, whatever it is, like go back, you have to write this colon and it is go back to you. So, okay, so now you are inside. When you write this one, you're in the top of this your root directory. Okay, so now from there you can see there's a components. Go to your components and go to your nav from there. Okay, this is a nav.js file. So let's say if you name it as this file as a something like that, AAV, and then you have to name it as a, so, but I name it as nav, so it's a nav. Okay, so let's go let's see what still you're getting the contact or not. Okay, so okay, so inside this contact page you can see we still have this contact. Okay, and when you go to the about page, no, we don't have about page. So let's go to your about page and let's try to drop it here as well. Okay, so, okay, so as you can see, yeah, VS Code helps a lot. Okay, so I already creating this part, and it is, what's the problem? Okay, so yeah, as you can see, this is not inside a parent div, and this is giving me the error. Okay, so you can't do that. You can't return two things from your Next.js. Okay, so you have to wrap it around a parent. Okay, wrap means inside a box, put it inside a box, and then it works. Okay, so now you can go to your about page, and yeah, you can see in about page, in contact page, and in home page, now you use your things. So this is how you can see. Let's say if you build very cool navigations, just go to your this file and make it as very cool as possible, and you can use it anywhere. Okay, so this is a way. But okay, so again, this is not very useful. Okay, so let's say there are like 100 pages for you. So now what you have to do, you have to, okay, so let's remove it from here as well. Okay, okay, no. Let's say, you know, now you have like 15 or 20 pages. So what you have to do, you have to again do and copy and paste your navigation. But navigation is, I think, is required in every page. So instead of building in this way, you build a wrapper component. Okay, again a component thing. Okay, let's, which we named it. Basically, it's a standard. People like it as layout.js. Okay, so let's make another folder, make it an RFC, and instead of navigation, and we import our navigation over here. Okay, so let's import a navigation over here inside this folder. Okay. So most can you check your name and everything, because the most of the time the naming, some people like named it's wrong. So can you check? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I don't think so. It's based on Linux or anything, because it is not. Okay. So can you just be mhm. uh, I don't think so. That's the case because I'm using it like you want to. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But just check your naming structure and just change. Or yeah, so basically that might helps you, because I don't know now what is happening inside your system. If you want to share your code, RFC is the extension. Okay, this is extension which I tell you guys. This completes the snippets code. Okay, this is an extension, VS Code extension, and it gives you these RFC, which is stand for the React functional component. So this is a React, and this is a functional component. Okay, so this is the because I don't want to like again export default function. Don't have to write it. So go with that. So all these extension makes you a better now, just making you fast as building stuff. So now we are inside this components. Hope so guys you understand what is a use of components. Okay, and why we in a why we're using Next.js and React kind of framework in the first place is to build your application, build your code as reusable as possible. Okay, you don't have to repeat your things. So that's always remember, if you're repeating your code again and again, make it a component and drop it there. Okay, so that's the only way of not repeating your code again and again. Okay, so I've just built a layout component, and as you can see I just mentioned it as navigation over here inside this. And as earlier someone asked me about like what is the use of app.js. Okay, so as I said, any kind of page. Okay, as you can see, this what is this actually means. Okay, so this is actually entire page. Okay, this is your entire page. Okay, this thing what you have seen here, it is this thing. Okay, so yeah, this is the Next.js thing. Okay, so whatever it is, like this thing, like any kind of page, you can see this index.js, which is a page. This entire div to div, this thing is this particular thing. You can just imagine if you write this piece of code like here, and this is basically the same thing. Okay, but you don't have to do that because there are a number of pages, and just to make it dynamic, we use this way of writing stuff. Okay, so instead of now, as I said, okay, so instead of, as you can see, navigations, there are 15 pages. Okay, so you don't have to go to the each page, add navigation like this. And let's say if you want to change anything into navigations and whatever, for whatever reason, and want to add new navigations, and yeah, so instead of doing in this way, it's better to make it just in go to your layout folder and make a layout component, and then go to your app.js, wrap everything around layout. As you can see, I already this all these are auto imported for me, and maybe because of the extensions I'm using or something like that, EJS lens and all those. Yeah, but I think it's the VS Code part. Okay, so and yeah, so you just have to go with this thing and okay, so layout, yeah, so it's completed. Layout, I guess. Where? Yeah, it is mandatory. It is built from Next.js part. Okay, I didn't do this part, but maybe you can check that as well. But yeah, I don't mess with the things which comes from the Next.js. Don't mess with them. I should say. Okay, if you don't know what you're doing. Okay. uh, okay, so as I just creating the, okay, let's close this everything. This is a component. Okay, and this is also a component, and this is our root page. Okay, this is a root page, and we just import it like this. Okay, just wrap it everything around the layout, and let's go to your not index.js. I think I'm missing something. Okay, let me okay, so we just go to this layout. Okay, so let's import navigation. As I said, every page is go through this file. Okay, so because as you know, we need navigations to every page, so let's import navigation over here. So why because every page go through it, and if they see, okay, there's a navigation component, okay, just drop to that page. Okay, so what is happening? Okay, what is if that's not wrong, I guess I think there's something wrong which that's why we build our navigation. Okay, so yeah, so we build our navigations, we build our layout. Okay, sorry guys, this is not the way of writing, I guess. This is not the way, I guess. Okay, sorry. sorry. Yeah, just forget about things. Okay, so just as you build the layout, okay, as you build the layouts, okay, just go to your layout field folder and write it down like children. Okay, so I think this is the way. And what is this? I'm gonna let you. What is this? Let you know soon. But this is basically, this is called props. Okay, so as you know, in functional, what happened in functions, what happened? You can send parameters. Okay, so it's very same. As you can see, this is function itself. Okay, so you can send parameters to it as well. Okay, so this is a way of sending any kind of and you also, I think you already learned about this destructuring as well. So destructured, I think Vatsal already covered the destructuring part of it. So this, as you can see, I'm just destructuring everything. Okay, so anything which is the page itself, any kind of page, it just called it call it actually inside of Nextjs, we call it as children. Okay, and we just name it as children over here and basically start from there. And okay, let's see what is. Okay, so navigation, just build the remove the components, go through this page. And okay, so let's see what is happening up to this point. Okay, so as I said, this is a root page. App.js is your root folder. Okay, so first your applications come to this page and see, okay, this is something. Okay, we have to also keep track of, guys. Okay, next, just talking to internally. Okay, this is a layout, so they go to the layout folder, layout folder and see, okay, what is this layout folder is. And they can see, okay, so this is simple, a div. And oh, okay, we have to add a navigation as well. Okay, so this checks the navigations, this added navigations to any kind of page. As I said, this app.js go to the every pages, so this add navigations to your current page. And whatever inside this thing, as and I said, this is the page itself. Okay, let's say if it is a dynamic thing, okay, so this is a way of writing comments, okay, inside JSX. Okay, so this is basically, this is the pages itself. Okay, so maybe this is an about page, maybe this is a contact page, on whatever it is. Okay, this particular section is this. Okay, so then, and we call it, okay, when we call it, we named it here, this particular line number 8 as children. Okay, we don't name it, but yeah, we inside this Nextjs we call them children, and we just add your children over here. And okay, so and whenever page comes, it's added navigations, it's added children's, and just go ahead. Okay, so let's remove your like navigations and from everywhere. Let's see what happened. Okay, so let's remove this and remove it from here as well. Next about this. Okay, so let's see if still we can see our navigations or not. Okay, so as you can see, I'm inside this home page. Let's go to the contact, and yeah, you can see this is still there. When you can go to the about, you can see the about page. Okay, so this is all how the layout structure work. Let's say for navigations and for footer, actually we use these things. Okay, so let's create a footer and let's hope so you guys understand. And I don't think so. I think most of you guys confused with this thing. Is there any question if yeah, you guys want to ask me? Because I already confused you a lot. Mhm. Okay, just just close, just close. Okay, I'm going through it again. Okay, so as you can, okay, hope so guys you understand components and pages. Okay, is this part is clear to you not? Because these are the like the backbone of your Next.js application. So hope so you guys understand what is components and what is pages. Okay, is this up to? Okay, okay. So go anything which is you can see in this applications, any kind of this particular sections, okay, which is changing. Okay, this is anything which is, you go to the downloads folders, and these are, what are these are the pages. Okay, which for us is basically contact page, about page, and home page. Okay, so these are the pages that you can see. The route is also changing. Okay, this is called routes, and these are also changing. Okay, so anything which is the page thing, just have to name it is over here inside this particular folder. And whatever you name it as slash something, you named it as like slash about slash contact, it is way of doing. But anything which is reusable, okay, if you want to use it again and again, as you can see, navigation, we use it again and again, we use footer again and again. So that's why we build the component for navigations. Okay, so this is just a pure navigation thing. Okay, navigation, it means like how you can design your navigation. Just go to your this folder, just design it in a way you want to build it, how you want to add features to it. And again, the link is the link tag, the link component from the NextJs is making everything is a single page application. Like you don't have to refresh your applications. Okay, so that's why we're using link tag over here. This is how you build your first component. Okay, so way of writing your component is, again, yeah, it should be a functional component. Name should be started from the capital letters. You can't start with the small words, you have to start with the capital thing. So this is how you write your components. And okay, so now the thing which is really messy right now, which is this app.js, and this how this thing is working. Okay, so first of all, think about it. The app.js is a root of your file. Okay, so any kind of page you can see this contact about is go through your this folder. Okay, this is the way of how Next.js work. Okay, and these pages, okay, the pages like about and contact are known as this thing. Okay, so these are the components and the pages props. Okay, just don't don't make your head around it. We're gonna cover this props and everything later on, but yeah, just think about it as this is a page things. Okay, and this, as I said, this is an app.js, and every page which we go through is come first here, and then from there we see those things. Okay, so before that, what we can do, that's okay, I build another component which is layout. And as you can see, the we can wrap anything around like divs, we can wrap around in like paragraph tags or anything. So what about we can also wrap things around the our own components. Okay, we can also do that in this React world. Okay, so as I said, as you can see, this is a layout which is built by me. Okay, this is user defined tag. Let's think them as this is a user defined thing. Okay, so as you can, yeah, so go to your layout things, build whatever you want to, like this layout is of like how things looks into your page. Okay, so navigation should come first, and let's say if you're also interested in footer, you can build a footer thing here and make anything. Okay, so let's say this is footer, and you can see it is going to be add to the every page. Yeah, you can see this footer, and navigation is there, but yeah, footer is everywhere. Yeah, so because as I said, and this children is basically this thing. This children is basically this thing that you can see this. Okay, because as I said, this is go through the every page layout. Okay, so first it has to go through the layout. Okay, what is layout? It goes to the layout. Okay, and see, okay, what I have to add. Okay, I have to add navigation first. Okay, let's add navigation. It's add the navigation to your page. Okay, so now what I have to, again, what next I have to add after children. And what is children? Children is basically the page which we are on. So okay, just add children. And okay, so what next we have to add? I have to add, okay, footer. So I had footer over here. And as you can see, footer is also a component. Okay, because every time footer is same for you, you can go to your footer and uh, make RFC of it and make it as footer. I'll just make it as that layer 2022. And you can see, you just go to your layout. Instead of this div, I drop my component as earlier, just footer. And you can see this thing is footer at the rate 2022. It's there available to you every time. So as you can see, now you don't have to write code again and again for same things. So just drop things and start working on it. Hope so that clears you guys something related to Next.js. And the important thing, because you know what, I'm very sure like you guys were not uh, uh, completely understand things. The only reason is you have to write code by yourself. Okay, these pages, just try to build up to this point if you guys want to, after this session, and hopefully understands what is happening inside this, all these the components. Just to understand these components, the usable thing, and the pages are the pages at the needs, just the pages of your websites. So let's say if you want to make a new page. Okay, let's say we build something called, let's say build a folder. Okay, is it possible to build a folder as well? So let's build, I'm creating a new folder which is called let's say learners. Okay, let's call it learners. Okay, this is a folder, and name it as index.js. Okay, so as I said you earlier, index.js is anything which is slash. Okay, so it is the way of writing your, and name it as learner. Okay, so whatever you want to write it, let's say I want to write it as learner. Okay, and this is I, we all are learning. Okay, so as you can see, so now how page looks like. Okay, so let's see how this things looks like. Instead of going to this thing, because it's not possible, it's your main page. First you have to name the folder name, which we call it learner. And as I said, this is the index.js file. This one is an index, this one is an index.js file, so you don't have to name it anything, just have to name it as a folder name. And you can see, uh, okay, so have I spelled it correctly? I think it's learners, I guess, instead of just learner. Yeah, hi, we all are learning, as you can see. And again, these components are there for you. You don't have to build it again, you don't have to drop it again because of the layout structure. Okay, so as you can see, if the earlier what we try to do, we just try to drop everything in just one. Okay, so let's drop navigation over here. As now you can see why we build the layout structure first. Okay, so making layout make it much easier for you to, okay, make sense, okay, what is happening within your page itself. Okay, I don't have to copy again and again stuff. So let's make a okay, so let's say if you want to again link anything, okay, just go to this, copy this thing. Okay, so the path is, as you can, as I mentioned earlier, it's learners. Okay, learners, and make it as learners, learners, whatever it is. And you can see now it is there. Just click on it and you can see your hi, we all are learning. So yeah, let's think about, if you're not making any components, you just make your navigations, make your this thing again and again. You have to do it in every page. Like we just only have 4 pages, but doing it in every page, it's very bad. Okay, you don't have to do that with Next.js. So yeah, so hope so you guys understand what is happening guys right now. Is there any question? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are audible. Okay. Can you, okay, so can you name a file where you're just getting this error? Is there any file name there? Okay. Let's uh, is it possible to you share your screen and we go from there? Is it possible? Just share a screen and from there we understand. Most probably we are done. If you want to understand, okay, how, if you are really curious about how to style things, we're also going to cover the styling part as well. Okay, so this session, just adding styles. Okay, so there's a way of writing styles, so if you want you can. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, so I think most probably it is from the just go to your about page. Okay, let's go, or okay, just go to your main page. Let's go to your main page. Yeah, like port 3001. Okay, so there's no, and now go to your contact page, any page, okay, where you want. So okay, so I now go to it. So maybe you have to sometime you have to refresh, hard refresh things to start working. Just okay, just hard refresh thing. Okay, just try to hard refresh everything. Just uh, mhm. Okay, so okay, so now as you can see, this is again built by the Next.js. I don't have to do this global.css and home dot. This is okay. So yeah, let's try to understand global.css first. Okay, so as the name suggests, anything which is inside this particular CSS file, it's gonna apply to each and every page. Okay, so let's remove the default things and let's try to let's make it as body and make it as background color. Okay, so background color is of anything. Okay, so as you can see, it is going to apply to each and every page. Okay, so this is all about global.css does for you. It's the same simple same way of writing CSS, but yeah, just write your CSS in this folder in this directories, and it is applied to every page. Okay, so let's make it as padding and whatever it is. Just I don't want to go with the styling part of it, but yeah, you can explore this thing. Let's say if you want to say the padding and let's say 10 pixels. So anything which is inside this particular just takes the padding of 10 pixels. Okay, so yeah. So let's try to this target this anchor tag. Okay, as you can see, these are the anchor tags. Okay, inside this navigations we using the anchor tags. Let's try to target this one. Okay, so go to the anchor tag and just try to text decoration to none. I don't want those images, and let's try to do a padding things to of 20 pixels 30 pixels, so it takes the spaces. Okay, now you can see this is applied to each and every anchor tags. Okay, so anywhere inside this your any kind of component JavaScript anywhere you use anchor tag, this is gonna be applied to you. Okay, so let's say if I go to the contact page. Okay, and let's try to build an anchor tag over here. Let's try to build an anchor tag and let's say Ola. Okay, so as you can see, this gonna apply to the Hola as well. Okay, so yeah, you can see if I let's say color it out. Color is let's say I think color is something. Property color black. Make it as red, I guess. And you can see this global.css file gonna apply to the each and every anchor tags. Okay. Yeah, this is where and this is okay. So this is what is the global.css file for NextJs. Okay, and let's say, but if you want to only targets the specific pages. Okay, let's say no, I don't want to make it global. Okay, as you can see, this is a problem. Okay, because if you let's say if you want to design your page anchor tag in different page like differently, you don't have to do it here. Okay, you don't have to go with a global.css file. Then you can build what you can do. You have to build a file named the name should start with the component name itself. Okay, let's say because as I name it as navigation, my first component is navigation. So okay, name it as nav, name it as module. Okay, a module, this is again the way the Next.js want us to write your specific folder CSS. Okay, so let's say if I this particular CSS file, this particular CSS file only gonna apply to the navigations. Okay, here. Okay, so anything which is inside this folder, this module is only applied to this. Okay, let's try to anchor tag, or let's try to do this thing. Okay, and again, okay, so this is also Mhm. Yes, this is only particular for navigation bar. That's why as you can see, I also mentioned the anchor tag over here. Okay, as you can see, when I design this anchor tag, these designs are not going to this anchor tag. Okay, I'm gonna show. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, and remember, if you are targeting, you have to mention module, not just nav.css. Okay, this is how the grammar of Next.js works. Okay, so that's why you have to write it module. Home page, yes, this as you can see, this is the component and this is renamed as a task home, and that's why this home and this home is connected. Okay, the function itself, yes, name should be named as function itself. Okay, because but again I said with components you have to name it's the name of the component, the file, and should be always same, most always, if you're not, if you don't want to go crazy. But yeah, so that's why it should always be the name of the components. Okay, because that then it understands now Next.js. Okay, what is happening. Okay, so okay, and again, which is again important, it should be only the class based, and this are the pure CSS selector. Okay, you cannot target the tags in Next.js in this styling. Okay, as you can see, let's try to change a color of navigation. Let's say, so make it color color is of what we call it as yellow. Let's say yellow. I should blue. I should say, I mean yellow. I should say yellow. Let's say, and let's see if that's the case. And now you can see this is not working. Okay, because you can't do these kinds of things. Okay, you have to use the pure CSS things, like you can only do a class thing. Okay, so class selectors only works here. You have to select the class this way. So the reason is again the NextJS. We can't do anything with that. So that's how they design. So let's say if you want to, as I said, this thing is not working. Let's close everything here. This meeting. So this is a folder NextJS, and this is a styles. Okay, so okay, what is that? So as you can see, this yellow color is not applied to this anchor tags. The only reason because we can't do the tag selectors in any kind of in Next.js. So for that, you have to first import styles from, and then you have to name it as the folder. Okay. So what is the name of, I think it is, okay, just go ahead. First of all, you have to wrap from the components, just up from the components, go to your pages, go to your styles folder, and from there you have to import the nav.module.css. Okay, so this is a way of getting it. And let's say if you want to apply anchor tags to here, this style is styles dot and the CSS name. Okay, so basically you have to name it as class, as I said. So make it as called the A class. Let's say make it as called the A class. If I'm doing anything again, I think I'm wrong. Let's make it as A class. I think you don't have to do A like this. Let's see if it is works or not. Okay, so where I am. Okay, so sorry, it's a class thing. You have to make it as a class. Style props as mapping syntax blah. Yeah. Okay, so I think I am making some mistakes. Okay, so what is the mistake, Manish? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm missing class name like this. Am I missing something? Okay, so let me. Okay, it's the. Okay, let's search it for. I don't know. Module CSS in Next.js. No, first website is the Next.js itself. This is, as you can see, this is okay. We built the. Let's leave this everything. Let's go to the upload modules things. And just go to the module part itself. Let's search for phone module. Okay, these adding a component level CSS. As you can see, this is a way of adding components level CSS. We name it as .error. Okay, yeah, this is good. And you have to import it. We already imported. And okay, so it's just class name. Okay, so that's what I'm missing now. So class name and make it styles dot a class. Okay, which is the name of this class. Okay. So now you can see, because this is a component level CSS, this color is only applied to this component. Okay, so as you can see, if we go to the which component we applied it. Okay, so it's a navigation, so why it is not there. Okay, so home tag, why it's not home is still reddish in nature. Okay, so you have to understand as well. Okay, so prioritize, we are prioritizing this global.css now. So let's remove this one and let's see if that is happened or not. Okay, it is also not working. Where oh, sorry. Yes, with CSS, yeah, you can see this is only applied to this thing. Okay, so let's add our global.css as well. And yes, yeah, oh, this is here very bad looking. Let's make it as orange, let's say. So now you can see everything is red because of the global style, and this is only yellowish. And when you go to this, as you can see, still this anchor tag is taking the global CSS, okay? And this anchor tag is very specific to this navigation itself. So this is how you targets the specific folders, okay? If you want to add it to here as well, so the best way is actually just go to here and make it your class like here, I guess. And is it possible to target anchor tags like this? Maybe that's the case. So we just make it here, and now it is still not working because we are not targeting these anchor tags. Go to your this navigation files, and I guess if that works. So we are targeting anything which is inside anchor tags, any inside this class text, make it as hellos. Yeah, it's possible. You can do this. So yeah, this is again hello hola is red because of the global nature, but this component, because this styling is very specific to this component, it's only gonna apply to this thing. So this is how you structure your CSS as well. So yep, I think this is all we need, I guess, for this session. Which page? This page. Yep. Mm-hmm. Can you more clarify, like this page you're talking about this thing, this thing? Mm-hmm. Okay. So again, this there's also a state hooks kind of things. Okay, so basically there's a use router. I'm not sure people want that, but if you want to, like, you can go explore this use router thing, and we have to define this. Yeah, so basically this is the entirely different thing, but yeah, it's a hooks thing, you can do that and use router and router object, and there's a things inside this, but yeah, use router is the thing you are looking for, I guess. So okay, so just go through everything again. We just need to install the Node.js and everything from this directory from your base, for your sorry, operating systems. Check for everything it's Node.js is for you or not. Just go install yarn -g stand for the global, so it is available to you every time. And just create a NextJs applications with this command with your application name. I name it as my app, whatever you want to name it. But yeah, yeah, go ahead with that. And there are also convention of writing names. So when you write in a weirdo way, it gives you the error. Okay, so keep do that, and you know what are the errors. Okay, so there is a way of writing the app name itself the next year. So you can't do like creepy names and whatever it is, but yeah, you get the errors and you figure it out by yourself. And you go to your applications like this cd and then yarn run dev, which is kicks your local development server. And yeah, so basically, and from there you got the minimum part of Next.js up and running. You don't have to mess with the folders like Node.js module. Never touch this folder. Don't touch your ESLint, get ignore Next.js, package.json, and yarn log files. Okay, so readme.md is yours, pages is yours, public is yours, and the styles is yours, and the folders which you created by yourself is yours. Okay, so yeah. And the main motive and anything about all these React and Next.js kind of frameworks is to build components. So you reuse it again and again. As you can see, we use navigations to different pages, and that's why I built a navigation component. You use footer so many places in so many places, so that's why it's in the footer. So what do you think is, let's say there are cards, okay? So let's say there are the cards, okay? These are the things, okay? This is a thing, okay? This is not changing, okay? This is static. So they create a component for it and they are start using from there. This navigation is static to them, to their website. That's why we're using this. The footer is static to them.